She told strangers she had chosen them personally. She promised wealth, love, healing, and protection from dark forces. For millions of people, many elderly, lonely, or desperate, the letters felt like a miracle. Instead, they were the front end of one of the largest mail fraud schemes in modern history. Underwear, alcohol, syphilis, murder, forbidden.
Mail fraud, hey?
Oh, and it gets weirder,
Okay, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued. Well, I will go ahead real quickly and welcome everyone to Forbidden, the podcast where we discuss the dark, disgusting, and the disgraceful in our unmentionables. That's right, we've slipped into something a bit more comfortable. Have a drink in hand. Hope you are doing the same, listener. Welcome. I am your co host, Amanda Kamada.
I'm your other co-host, Blake Roberts.
So, Blake, some people steal with guns, others steal with charm. They sell fake love, fake power, fake healing, fake wealth, and by the time you realize the truth, they're already gone. This is Grifters.
Yes,
I'm excited about this one.
I am too,
Like,
our fresh
honestly.
limited series.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, this will be a fun one. I'm excited about this story. I'd never heard it before. I'm sure some people will have heard this one. Um, I couldn't find like a big documentary about it or anything like that.
Uh huh.
But I will let me this is actually the most fun part of this episode, Amanda, is my sources.
No, you're kidding me.
Yeah, it's pop some popcorn and buckle up. This is gonna be a
I
blast.
thought you were going to say pop some poppers.
I mean that too. Open up for these sources.
Okay.
Relax and open up and receive these sources. So the majority of my sources, there's actually several articles, but I'll just say there's a series of CNN articles from 2016,
Okay.
which is the majority. There was one article from CNN from 2018, and then I have a little follow up from justice.gov. So
Just a second.
very official.
Yes,
And without further ado, I'll just get right in and tell you all about it.
I'm excited.
For decades, mailboxes across North America filled with letters from Maria Duval, a glamorous European psychic who claimed to possess rare clairvoyant powers. The notes often appeared handwritten. They addressed recipients by name. They suggested intimate knowledge of their fears and hopes. Some said money was coming, others warned that enemies, curses, or bad energy stood in the way. So imagine opening your mailbox and being told that you specifically were chosen by a psychic.
Right.
So it's not like a typical scam blast from a Nigerian prince or some such other thing. It's actually a personal message, and that's what made this whole thing work. So all the recipient had to do was respond quickly and with a fee, of course.
Right.
The letters were extraordinarily effective. People sent $20, $40, $100, and then more. Once they responded, additional mailings arrived with fresh urgency. Talismans, rituals, personalized readings, final opportunities, basically warnings that time was running out. Authorities later said the operation collected at least $175 million from victims in the United States and Canada alone. Amanda, I am prepared to quit my job to become a male psychic.
A fucking men to that.
Even if it's like at the risk of prison time, $175 million, that's a gamble.
I'm 100% in on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will do this with you. I will.
You could be the face of this campaign.
Yes. Yes. Trust me.
um, they essentially use classic manipulation, hope, fear, urgency, payment. It's a lovely little structure.
Yes.
Um,
And it's just like a hamster wheel you get on. Yeah.
exactly. You just keep like like fork and moreover.
Hmm.
So millions of letters were sent over roughly 2 decades. So this is a long con.
Yeah.
This wasn't a small time scam. It's decades of activity, entire infrastructure built around fake psychic readings. It's basically like the Amazon of emotional manipulation.
It's fucking brilliant.
I know. God, why can't we think of things like this?
I know. I feel like I'm too smart to be like a criminal sometimes, you know? Like I just don't I need to think a little differently, channel this energy a little differently.
I know. I need that T-shirt that says "All I got was a stupid podcast,"
Exactly.
or some briefs, because that's sort
Oh,
of on theme. You know, you're here in your bra. I'm in my underwear. You can't see it, but I'm sitting here in my tidy whities.
yes. Yeah.
Um, okay, so I
This is
digress,
wild. This is wild, by the way.
and it's just gonna get wilder. So, for years, one of the biggest mysteries was whether Maria Duval even existed. Many assumed she was fictional, a made up psychic invented by fraudsters. But investigative reporting by CNN journalists Melanie Hicken and Blake Ellis uncovered something stranger. Maria Duval was real. She was born Maria Carolina Gamba, an Italian born woman who built a reputation in southern France as a fortune teller and astrologer. She had appeared in media, reportedly advised clients, and cultivated an image of elegance and mysticism long before the scam became global. That discovery transformed the case. The question was no longer whether Maria existed, but how a real woman became the face of an industrial fraud machine. And here's where we get to the twist, the twisty part. So, CNN's multi part investigation traced the evolution of the empire and reported that at some point the rights to Maria Duval's name and likeness were licensed or sold to outside operators. Her brand had become a commodity.
Wow.
So, the woman whose face and signature helped sell false hope may not have been controlled or may not have controlled the sprawling scheme built around her identity. As the business expanded internationally, shell companies, marketers, mailing houses, and payment processors allegedly turned Maria Duval into a revenue engine.
Can
That
I be her?
I know, she's sort of like an icon now,
I know.
like a role model. Let's
I
get her on here.
Yeah. This is fascinating.
So that whole twist makes the story darker. In classic grifter fashion, the public victims were not necessarily the only victims.
Right.
The operation reportedly relied on direct mail sophistication, not crystal balls. Authorities said personalized letters were mass produced using consumer databases. The messages were designed to feel intimate and urgent. Some asked recipients to mail back locks of hair, palm prints, photographs, and I'm so sorry. I just read locks of hair and palm prints. And you know when you read things and you blur things together, I just read hairy palms and it made me giggle. So they're asked to mail back locks of hair, palm prints, photographs, or handwritten details so, quote, rituals could be performed. Others promised customized forecasts or spiritual intervention. So they weren't reading your future at all. They were reading your consumer data,
Yeah.
which is
You could do so much with AI with this right now. Like now, something like this, you could just like churn out shit and actually have like clients.
let's create an app, Amanda.
Hmm. We need to talk offline about some of this stuff because this is crazy and the money is there.
Yes, trademarked, trademarked. Back off, listener.
Yes.
Once someone responded, they were often targeted repeatedly. Investigators said many recipients were older adults or financially vulnerable people who continued sending money over time. The genius of the scam was not not supernatural insight, which is such a bummer. Like that's what I want it to be, you know. I want the psychic to be real.
Right.
But it was data, it was repetition. Good girl, Tilda. Good stretch. Yes, it's a bit stretch. You have to tell them, you know. Um, this break brought to you by Tilda, my pet dog. Yeah, it was data, repetition, and emotional pressure. In 2024, the US Justice Department announced the sentencing of Patrice Runner, a Canadian man convicted for operating what prosecutors described as a massive psychic mass mailing fraud scheme. Authorities said Runner managed companies that flooded North America with letters falsely presented as individualized communications from Maria Duval. The scheme operated for years and preyed heavily on elderly victims. Runner received a 10-year prison sentence. Prosecutors alleged he used
10 years
shell
is
companies.
worth it.
I
10
know,
years
right?
is worth
175 million.
it. I think I could give up 10 years of my life for that.
But did he get to keep it? I don't know.
Um,
Um, so, prosecutors offshore bank accounts. Prosecutors alleged he used shell companies and layered operations across countries to hide ownership and keep the money flowing. This guy's smart.
yes.
So it's easy to mock psychic scams from a distance, but the letters did not sell magic as much as they sold certainty. They arrived when people were grieving, when they were sick, when they were lonely, when they needed money, when they wanted to believe someone somewhere had finally noticed them. The letters told recipients they were special, chosen, on the brink of transformation. That's a powerful product.
Right.
Like even if it's not my concept, just hire me. Like I could help market that,
Yeah.
you know.
I'm on board.
Yeah, we'll get some like a celebrity face to get involved. I think
Hmm.
Dionne Warwick has done this before, maybe Cher, maybe one of
I
them
could
would be available.
I could help source talent.
Yes.
Yeah.
So people weren't buying predictions, they were buying reassurance, basically. The letters showed up at the worst or most vulnerable moments in people's lives. So you can sort of imagine, like, imagine your mom, right? Like, you've recently been dealing with your father's passing, and then someone's sending your mom a letter like that. Your mom's probably not going to fall for that, but there are people out there.
I mean, if it said something about like anything that like even remotely touched on that it might be him reaching out, she probably would or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that personal connection because they've done their research.
exactly.
Yeah.
You
This is
know.
scary.
Yeah, it's wild.
Like was mentioning, loneliness is a huge part of the story. Some people kept writing back because it just felt like someone finally was listening to
Yeah.
them. So it
Someone
almost is like
a pen pal or something.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's like layers to sadness, the sadness here.
I mean, I can layer on to people's sadness if they want me to be their pen pal. I will be your pen pal. You can pay me.
I'll send a D-pic.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Wait, maybe we just need to start an OnlyFans. I'm confused, Amanda.
I'm very confused right now, but it sounds all signals point to OnlyFans.
um, So the Maria Duval fraud became a blueprint for modern exploitation, personal branding, mass targeting, emotional manipulation, and global logistics disguised as intimacy. So what begins as image of one psychic in France became a multinational engine of false promises. And in the end, the most revealing truth was no one needed psychic powers to predict who would suffer. The scammers already knew. I don't know what happened to Maria Duval specifically. The article I read from CNN, the more recent one, the investigators went back to her home where they had previously been turned away at the gate, and they were finally allowed in, like without cameras or recording device or anything like that. They were finally allowed in. I don't know what happened to her in terms of like, there's just not much information about her. According to her son, Gamba suffered a stroke in 2010 and was diagnosed with dementia in 2013. Her home was investigated, her home in France was investigated by the CNN team in 2018, like I said, but there's no other information. So it seems like she wasn't really held responsible because it sounds like most of the fraud was done using her name, but
And
not really
likeness,
her.
yeah, her using her likeness,
Yeah, name, image,
branding
likeness.
it, name,
I
image,
wonder,
likeness, and made it a brand.
I wonder if she signed an agreement. Like, was there a non-compete involved here? But so anyway, yes, that's the story of Maria Duval and her amazing psychic fraud thing.
$175 million.
I
I
wouldn't be sitting here in Phoenix anymore. I would also be in France.
I mean, I don't need I don't need anywhere near that. I mean, if I could just pull in like 10 mil or something like I'd be happy with two. You
Yeah,
know, so
it would make a difference for
yeah,
sure.
make a huge difference. But wow, what a story. That's crazy. And I guess it's like a game of numbers. You throw out, you collect data on people, produce these letters or whatever, to where they seem personalized or whatever. And out of, this many, what percentage of vulnerable people are going to be opening it is probably pretty high. Because, like you said, it might be an elderly person, it could be someone who is utterly depressed and suicidal. It could be someone who had a drug problem, someone who's just lost somebody. I mean, there's just so many things that people are going through that could fall prey to that. So they must have had like a very high percentage of conversion, if I
Yeah,
think about it from a marketing standpoint, on their reach, to these households that they targeted. You know what I mean?
yeah. And
To
think of
pull in
this,
that kind of money.
uh-huh. Think of the sponsorship options, like Hallmark, right? And just any sort of stationery brand.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm sort of jealous.
I know.
Except for the part where you like hurt all these people. But
Right. But,
it's a trade-off.
it's sometimes like decisions can be tough, but sometimes you have to just look out for yourself first.
We could start a charity organization that supports people who have been scammed by us.
That's amazing. Oh God, that's so fun.
It's sort of like church. You go
It
out and you
is
sin during the week, and then you come in and you ask for forgiveness,
exactly. That's
and then it's all
exactly
okay.
what it is. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's precisely what it is.
God, maybe we just need to start a new religion, Amanda.
They're 501(c)(3), so you don't pay income taxes on them.
I do know that. Yes, I
Yeah.
like that. That's a perk.
Can you start a religion through OnlyFans? Be like the first like church.
You probably could. Yeah, let's look into this later. We're gonna take this offline.
I'm feeling very entrepreneurial tonight for some
I am
reason.
too. I think we were inspired by.
I was just about to say I think that inspired me a
Mhm.
bit. It inspired my, not so PC side.
I mean, yes, I'll do anything for 175 million.
No, for real. I would.
Yeah,
Like I have no shame. 100%.
I'll
Right.
sleep with anyone, a listener, if you're listening. Send requests and payment to hello@theforbiddenpod.com.
Oh my God.
We'll send you a personalized message of hope. Send us maybe some locks of hair,
Inspiration.
nudes.
Oh my God. That's wild. What a
Yeah.
wild story.
So that was our first limited Grifters story. You will be up next week. Are you ready? Do you have something in mind?
Absolutely not. Oh, absolutely not. No, I just got back from traveling to
Hmm.
Arkansas and I did like half a week in office last week. And so I'm just still, I was still catching up this week, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. Um,
Hmm.
Even though it's been like a week and a half, I feel like being gone for 3 or 4 days just like backed me up so much with work, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
not digestively, right?
no,
Just
no. Digestively, when I got back and looked at my workload,
yeah.
um, no, it was good though. Yeah.
How do you feel coming back from so well, we were talking about this and then we started recording. So share with this viewer, this listener, share with them what is going on in your life.
Well, if you've been listening for any time, you'll know that my father passed away in January. So we had a celebration of life a couple weekends ago, um, about a week and a half ago, I guess I would say. It was like on a Saturday. And it actually went really nicely. It wasn't like religious in any way, which was nice. And, just lots of people there. Like, lots and lots of people, which was quite astonishing because I don't have that many people who would show up for me. There's a
Or
there
certainly not to like you.
no, not enough to spend their Saturday afternoon at a celebration of life.
Was there booze involved? Oh,
Mm-mm.
no, they wouldn't be there for me either then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So no, it went well, but it was nice to see like family and stuff like that. Like I got to see the boys, and they're growing, and they'll be out here in 3 weeks for the wedding. It's about 3 weeks away, is it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Ron's actually leaving on Saturday to go to the Dominican Republic for 2 weeks. So he gets back, and then a week later we get married.
What's he going down there for? Checking on the property?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, and he can work from home, so he's taking a few days like in between, and it's kind of do like a work vacay sort of thing right before the wedding. Um,
Are you gonna have a little bachelorette event? I'll hire some strippers over?
yeah, by myself.
Why not? Sounds like
Well,
a
that's
good
true. Maybe
time.
should have timed this better and had you come out early.
Oh, that would have been fun.
Yeah,
It would have been trouble.
it would have been trouble. I mean, but he literally booked this like a week and a half ago or something like that. But there are just some things that need to be checked on because haven't been down there in like a year or something like that. So,
Yeah.
and he's going to get it ready because I think we're going to start Airbnb-ing it
Hmm.
just so it doesn't sit empty, because it's sometimes better for things to be lived in
Yeah.
rather than, closed up and stuff like that.
So like when your car sits for too long.
Hmm. And it
Plus
gets
you
like,
get a little bit of income from it too.
yeah,
Be
exactly.
good.
Exactly. So looking into that. Yeah.
Did you leave clothes? Do you have like a drawer with panties or people are gonna be like sifting through your personals?
No, I never
Oh,
do that. I
too bad
tried
for them.
I tried to do that, but I felt like it was more work because when you get there, you don't feel like the laundry's clean. It's been sitting there for a while.
Yeah, it all has to be rewashed.
It has to be rewashed and stuff anyway, so I'm like, I may as well just bring fresh stuff down and take it back, you
See, I
know.
like the old underwear. I like to sniff it and just
Get
get
intimate with it.
yeah. Some
But
slightly soiled.
slightly soiled. Um, but yeah, so I guess I just announced to the world that I'll be alone the next 2 weeks.
So if
And
you're handsome,
my address is, oh God, that's fantastic. What about you? What have you been up to? Have you been busy with work
always.
or traveling, I guess? Oh no, Josh's family came to see you and stuff, and you went to Devo, right?
Yeah, so I
I
can't
know
remember.
I'm telling all your stories because I don't can't remember the last time I talked to you, and but I've seen your stories, like what you've been doing.
I also can't remember what I shared on here and what I just talk about offline. So if I'm repeating myself, sorry, I've had some wine. Um, but yeah, so we had a production with Mark Mothersbaugh, who is the lead singer of Devo. He also writes a bunch of music for he like scores music for shows and movies. So he did the theme song for Pee-wee's Playhouse with Cyndi Lauper, by the way, and Rugrats, and like so many other things. Like he's also a visual artist. Anyway, so we had a production with him. He was a hoot, and then just coincidentally, we had bought tickets to go see Devo over the holidays. And so, yes, Josh's brother and sister-in-law flew out. And oh my gosh, have we not talked since then?
Mm-mm.
Oh my gosh, it was so brutal. I had to fly. So they flew in on a Saturday morning, and then I had to fly out Saturday afternoon for a work event that evening in LA.
Oh, I remember you talked about that was coming up, that you were going to have to make a quick trip to LA for an event. But
Yeah.
we haven't talked since then. So, yeah.
So that event was for the Art of Elysium, which is a 501(c)(3) charity organization based in LA. They bring art programming into like hospitals and to homeless or unhoused, however we're supposed to say that. They basically bring art programming to people in need. It's a cool charity. So they had a gala dinner. I flew in for that, and I spent a lot of time with the owner, or owner is maybe the wrong word, like the head of the organization. And I mean, we drank champagne until 3:30 a.m.
Whoa.
And I had to wake up at 6:30 for my flight back on Sunday.
Oh, that's miserable.
It was rough, but I I don't even have how much of the body's made up of water? It's like 70% or something like that.
Not in your case, I assume.
In my case, I'm pretty sure, much like Jesus Christ, the water has been turned to wine. So no hangovers for me. I actually like felt okay the next day. I just was exhausted, and then I flew back and I took a little nap, and then we all went out for drinks and dinner. And then I took Monday off. And I'm sorry, I'm telling a long story, but I'm getting to a point here. I'm almost done. Monday, we went and did, I think we did a couple of breweries, and then we had dinner, and then we went to the Devo concert, which was the whole point of all this, that we'd bought tickets to go see Devo. And because I had the connection to Art of Elysium and Mark Mothersbaugh, and I met Mark Mothersbaugh's wife, who produced and maybe directed, I can't remember, the Devo documentary, which is on Netflix, which is so good, by the way. I've watched it twice. She was able to get us backstage passes. So the four of us were able to go backstage, and like the whole Devo crew came through. And honestly, we didn't talk to them. There were people there that spent a lot of money for backstage passes,
Yeah,
and I didn't want to take away because we'd been gifted backstage passes.
right.
So for us, it was just fun to be present and like to see it, and they had like beer on tap, and they had food laid out, and they had records playing. So it was just fun. It was a cool, and they were so good live. Like I hate to say that I was shocked. Um, and reason I say that is I don't want to come across as ageist. You just but you just don't expect people that have had a career for 50 years, that are known for their voice and their music, you don't expect them to necessarily hold up as well as Devo does.
Right.
And even in terms of energy and performance, like costume changes and yeah, everything was just so good. They're so good live. I would absolutely go see them again. And you should too.
I wonder if they're coming anywhere near here. I'll have to look and see.
They were just kicking off their tour actually, so they might be because I think Phoenix was they played Coachella 2 weekends in a row, and they did Phoenix in between those 2 weekends,
Okay.
which is also pretty cool. The Devos still like hip enough to be playing Coachella,
Relevant. Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
But anyway, yeah, I don't have any more travel. I mean, things pop up, but I don't have anything planned until your wedding. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I got my marriage license last Friday.
Yeah, I texted you about that, but
Yeah.
what is it? That's just like going to the courthouse or something?
Yeah, you go to the courthouse and you basically just go and get this certificate, and it's valid for 60 days or something like that. And within that 60 days, you can get married by, like, you know, an officiant, a judge, whatever, ordained minister,
A
like
shaman,
a shaman. Like,
whatever.
yeah, mine's going to be fun. Um, so yeah, that. And then basically you just fill out the paperwork, and it was basically just proving your identity, with your ID. It asks if it was your first, second, third, you know, in some people's cases, maybe eight or nine. Some people do this a lot.
It's
But
a hobby collecting
yeah,
spouses.
but you did have to put the date of your divorce on the paperwork. Um, not it, but you didn't have to like provide paperwork saying like, yes, I'm divorced. They just made you like confirm that that was the date that you had your divorce
It's sort of like
decree.
an honor system. Like you just have to declare it, and
Yeah,
if you're
like,
lying, you could get in trouble probably.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So that was pretty much the whole part of it, and of course
yeah,
paying a fee.
of
you know
course.
so it's like
It's
nine.
another grift.
Yeah, I know. I mean, why is it almost $100 to do that? It's ridiculous. And so I think that you have like up to 60 days or something like that. And I guess if you don't turn it in or whatever, then you're technically not married. So you just have to remember to send it in signed and everything.
Yeah. It seems
Yeah,
like for $100 for a certificate, they should also give you like a gift basket or something.
I know.
Congratulations, here's some fruit and some lube. Have a good honeymoon,
Yeah, it was the only like it was the only experience so that I've had with like local government where everyone is actually kind of happy,
Hmm.
because it's not like going to the DMV because everybody showing up there is about to get married.
You know what's funny though? You saying that when you said everyone was happy, my first thought was the DMV that I went to in like Midtown Manhattan. And it was such a weird, surreal experience because I had to go in for my New York driver's license, and you walked in and it was like stereotypical DMV. There I remember like the fluorescent, like flickering fluorescent lights. I was like, "Oh my God." And everything is just gray and sort of dark and depressing.
I see.
Like I think I might have a migraine just from or a seizure even just from being in this room.
Yeah.
But then they were playing like poppy disco music. And so I sort of like the juxtaposition was sort of fascinating to me.
Hmm.
And then the person who helped me was super fun. Like,
Oh, really?
he was really sassy. So she took they took my photo and she's like, she was like, baby, how do you feel about that? I was like, I don't know. How do you feel about it? Did I look good? Did you get my good side? And she said, come on over. She's like, take a look at it. So she let me come over and take a look, and then we took another one.
Nice.
I was like, what DMB does that? You know what I mean?
I had that happen in at a small one in Seattle.
So they're
And
not all so bad.
I think it was after I got married the first time. It sounds like I've been married like 8 times. Um, because I think she was like being really nice to me because I brought in my marriage license to change my name over like on my ID. and she was like, oh, like she was like, make want to make sure, like she wasn't sassy, but want to make sure that you like your new married license or whatever.
Yeah, sort of like a congratulations. You get a second glance at your
Yeah.
photo.
So you don't look like ass for the next 10 years and you're carrying
Yeah,
around like, oh my God.
you're like in the middle of a sneeze.
Yeah. Or like, it's like a shitty passport photo. Like, my passport photo is so shitty.
Oh my God, the passport, Amanda. I have to get a passport. And you've heard about this thing with the passports where, okay, so I've heard two things. There's going to be like a 250th America's 250th anniversary passport, but it's
Oh,
got
it's
like Trump's
up
picture
in
in it.
there. Yeah.
And listen, I don't want to get political. He's just not my guy. I'm just going to say that. He's just not my guy.
I don't want a
Um,
passport.
and I only want my picture on my passport.
Yeah.
This is about me.
Yeah.
So I need to get my passport stamped. But I've also heard that that only is at like Washington, D.C. locations or something.
Um,
I don't know. I mean, truly though, I lost my passport. I just need to have it because I want to be able to go outside of this country at some point again.
yes. Yes. Well, you're getting close because Miami's about the closest you can get to getting to Latin America from here or the Caribbean. So,
True. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Except for the Keys, of course, but whatever. Bodega's like pacing right now. He wants me to open up this door so he can go out on the balcony.
Well, listen, we can wrap this episode. You can
Yeah.
let Bodega out. If you are still listening at this minute mark in the episode, thank you for sticking around.
Yes.
You
Thank
can continue to listen to us exactly where you are, which is either on Apple, Spotify, or YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, follow us, like, leave a comment, rate, review, all the things. I feel like we haven't demanded that in a while, and we really listen. If you're
we
still listening, do at least one of those things. We're
let
desperate.
let us know you're here.
Yeah, we don't have $175 million, but maybe we can have 175,000 people somewhere. That'd
I
be
think
cool.
I think you and I need to have a separate conversation at the end of this.
Agreed. You can submit your if you have an idea for a story, if there's something happening around you locally, if you're part of a criminal investigation, let us know at hello@theforbiddenpod.com. Send nudes. Um, Send money if you like. What else? Oh, you can follow on social where we infrequently post on Instagram and Facebook at the Forbidden Pod. Check out the archives at theforbiddenpod.com. One day it'll be updated again, probably, maybe.
It might. Yeah.
How many episodes in are we, by the way?
I believe this is going to be 135 or 6.
So we got a lot. So, go back, pack a lunch, go back into the archives, and you're welcome.
Yes.
Except for maybe those first handful of episodes, in which case we're sorry.
Yeah. I'm sure I don't even have I I am too embarrassed to go back and listen to early episodes. I haven't gotten the courage
You know
to
what we
fix
should do
that.
sometime? We should do like Mystery Science Theater style, where we go back and listen and just like interject throughout the whole thing. Like this shame that we now feel.
Yeah. Yes.
It could be fun.
Yes. It could be like the ultimate talk of shame.
Yes. Fun/sad. I think I covered it. Amanda, just thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much for that interesting story. I mean, I was not expecting that topic nor the amount of money,
I
you know,
know.
and how and what they created around it. It's truly fascinating. So thank you for sharing it with me. Actually want to dig a little deeper into it, and just understand it a little more. But
Yeah.
yeah, very
Dig
interesting.
in.
All right. Listeners, as always, we thank
Thank you.
you.
The money.